Mhm. Okay, sorry. Okay, hello guys, welcome back. So today let's keep practicing IELTS, shall we? So where were we? Let me see. First of all, let's talk about wild animals. Are there many wild animals in your country? Absolutely yes. In fact, Vietnam is considered one of the one of the most biodiverse country in the world. This is because we have the tropical climate, and which is why it is suitable for all kinds of animals to come to thrive in our nation. In fact, in Vietnam recorded just recorded there that just recorded three kangaroos in our country. Yeah, even though it is, I would say it is some kind of invasive animal, but those are invasive animals. It's still a good way for us to understand that how by how diverse is our ecology. So do you often see animal in zoo or in why? Which one do you prefer and why? Um, I would say yes, and I have a strong interest for the former, which is in the zoo, because to me that seeing in the zoo is a good way for me to learn all about how species live and what is their habitat. So the last week I just went to the National Zoo in Hanoi. So I still remember that there was a huge elephant, and I was impressed by the size as well as how the elephant live and eat and behave with their surroundings. Have you ever seen any program about wild animals recently? Mm, um, to be honest, it's been for like 5 years since I last saw a conservation program for elephant in Vietnam, because I would say that the animal protection association in Vietnam has been doing that job very well. That that there is no poachers in our country, and this is because the the punishment for the penalty for those poachers, uh, I would say that it was a little bit too extreme and heavy, which is why that there is no poachers in our country. Yeah, and that is the reason that it's been so long since I last see any you know animal program. So let's talk about riding a bike. Did you have a bike when you were young? Absolutely yes. I would say that in fact, I have to say that each children in Vietnam will. The fact that every children has a bike when they are young is commonplace in Vietnam. So back to my story, I first had my bike from when I was 7 years old. I still remember that day that my dad bought it for me, and I was extremely happy, and a sense of gratitude inside me is just it was just enormous. And yeah, and up till now I still have that bike, and it's still in my roof it's still on the rooftop of my house. So did you ride by when you were a little? I yes, I would say yes because mm, to me, riding bike is a good way for me to learn about to is my I think right the bike to me is the only transport to travel to my school and hanging out with my friends because from my house to my school at that time was about like 2 kilometers, and I couldn't run at that moment, which is why that bike is a good way for me to is a good transport for me to travel. Did you ride bike to school? As I mentioned before, yes. In fact, I rode my bike to school literally every day. Yeah, and uh, to me riding bike to school is not a good way for me to improve my health, and it was also a good way for me to become less dependent on my parents because before having a bike, my before having a bike, my parents had to, my parents had to take me to schools a lot, and yeah. So okay. Hmm. Describe activity. Nope. Nope. Yeah. 18. Okay. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about a subject that I have a strong interest in at school, which is marketing. So, what did I say it are? Which is biology. Yeah. So today I'm going to talk about a science subject at school that I have a strong love for it, which is biology. So this I am studying biology as my major in my university, and I first started to learn about introduction to biology last year. So yeah, the reason for me to the reason that I love this subject is because this subject requires me to work in group, which is why that I meet, and which is why that I have a lot of collections, my relationships with my friend. And another reason for me to love this this subject is that I get involved in a lot of research. So to do biology, I have to do a lot of research, and like how like and this is a good way for me to enhance my critical thinking mindset. And another reason for me to love this course is that it requires me to it asks me to engage in a lot of outdoor activities, which is good for me because I used to be an introvert person, but thanks to this subject, I have overcome that introvert personality and become more open to people. And the last reason for me to that reason that I am interested in this subject is that my instructor, she is a kind-hearted person, a like kind-hearted person with she always listens to me, and she receives and she is open to every ideas of mine. Yeah. So in the future, I have a plan to pursue the master degree in biology, so that I could do a lot of research, and and I could be able to contribute to the society by using my master degree. Okay. So did you tell anybody that you are interested in the subject? Yeah, yes, I told it to my girlfriend because yeah, I usually I always hanging with my girlfriends. I would say daily, which is why my girlfriend. She does know that I have I have a little bit mania for this subject, and so I think that the fact that I know, the fact that she was attracted by me is I think that one of the reasons that she loved me is because she know that I have a strong love for biology and yeah, it sounds a little bit nerdy, but that so I still remember our 1 year anniversary. She expressed to me that she one of the reasons that she chose to love me is because have a strong knowledge about biology and ecology and everything around them. Yeah. So some children do not like to study science subjects in school. Why? Hmm. I think that is because these subjects uh, often demand students to become more rational rather than be creative, and they have to use their logic to think about the issues as well as to address the problems, which is why the students find it difficult to focus. Therefore, they hate these subjects. So take my cousin for example. She currently in grade 7 and she started to study chemistry, biology as well as physics. Yeah, and she expressed to me that she had she have a strong dislike for these subjects because um, she is kind of a creative person and these subjects aren't born for her. So, is it important to study science in school? Absolutely yes. In fact, according to research I conducted, I read on Google Scholar, um, study science at school will help students to become more logic and will know how to organize their work and their study in long term, which is why that I always consider the fact that learning science subject at school is important. So take me for example, not to be brag, but I am an organized person. I always I always know how to address any problem in in an order way without being chaotic. But compared to my girlfriend, who is more sentimental and emotional, she I would say that she dislikes the science subjects, and which is why that when it comes to problem solving issues, through problem solving skills, I would say that I am more likely to perform better than her. Yeah. So which science subject is more important for children to study? Um, in my opinion, I would say that there is no science subject that is more important than another. That is because each subject related to science will have their own strength and advantages that that could play a crucial role in exploiting children's potential. So take math for example. Math helps students, help people to to calculate things as fast and as precisely as they can. But when it comes to chemistry, people will learn what is the root of every matters and every matter in their surroundings, such as how water is formed. This will help them to understand their life much better. But that is why, in my opinion, I would say that no subject is important. It should depend on what are your purpose in life of student in life. So should people continue to study science after graduation? Interesting question. let me see. In my opinion, people should still study it, but in a small level of it, which means that it shouldn't be like as intense as high school or university, secondary or tertiary education. This is because w after graduation, people have to make money to survive and get married. So usually they do not have much time to study new things. But in my opinion, it is better for us to keep studying it. And like let's just say that people could watch YouTube videos about biology and ecology, so that they will know, so that they will gain more knowledge, and additionally they will become more appreciated for their life and their surroundings. So what channels do you use to learn about scientific research and news? Let's see. There are two main channels. There are two main channels that I am using now, which are YouTube I use this platform to listening to podcasts, or listening to any scientific facts that I cannot understand it by reading it, and YouTube will help me to do that by I could watch animation videos, or maybe some analyzing videos with experts. And the other channel is that I use Google Scholar. This site helps me to to read newspaper, and to read news. I would say that to read research papers. Yeah, this website is different. It is a little bit different compared to YouTube, in which this Google Scholar will the information in Google Scholar will be more academic. Yeah, it'll be a little bit academic, and it will require people to be to have a certain level of knowledge to before they want to read